Welcome into a brand new OSU Roundup Midweek Update. I'm Jessica Maury. This week we take you behind the scenes to introduce you to someone who plays a vital role in the Cowboy football program, but who rarely gets the spotlight. A lot of hard work goes into preparing for an away game, from the players to the coaches, all the way down to the equipment truck. Before the team hits the road, close to 50 people load almost $3 million worth of equipment into this truck. But it can't go anywhere without the driver.
It would be tough to replace him. Like I say to a lot of people, we got the best in the business with him. I wouldn't want anybody else.
Jeff Baker grew up an Oklahoma State fan, and he's been a part of the Cowboy football family for a long time.
Roughly 17, 18 years ago, we put a truck and a trailer together, and at the time, really weren't sure who was going to drive it, and well, I was the guy, and 18 years later, here we go, and we're still going.
You may not have known his name or recognized his face, but every time you watch the Pokes play on the road, you're seeing all of his hard work pay off.
And what he does for us, he does very well, so it's just as important for him to drive the truck as it is for the players to make their plays and the coaches to do their job and us to do our job as far as our equipment. So his part, he does very well for us, and he's irreplaceable in my opinion.
Driving the equipment truck is just one of the many hats Jeff wears. He also works a full-time job, he's raising his kids, and if that's not enough, he's also the fire chief for the town of Kremlin, Oklahoma. But despite all that, he still gives up his weekends in the fall to help the Pokes.
I have 4 kids. I live an hour and 20 minutes away from here, but it's these guys here and this school has been like family to me.
Being responsible for all of that equipment can put quite the pressure on anyone involved.
In the early years of doing this, when we're considering that I'm driving a truck that if we don't make it for whatever reason, the game won't happen. So there was an element of pressure there at some point to, man, don't screw this up. So there's been a lot of challenges with over the years, but it's been fun.
One of the biggest challenges was the 2016 Sugar Bowl.
Bourbon Street was definitely one of them. When the New Orleans PD says, this is where you're going and we're gonna lead you down here, and he said, we've never had a truck down there this big, and he says, but we can make it. I said, okay. So we did, we made it down Bourbon Street. We literally could reach out the window within 6 to 8 inches and touch street signs and people up on balconies, and that would probably rank up there right with the tops, and didn't tear any street signs or light poles down, so that's a win in my book.
If he couldn't do it, it couldn't be done. So it looked pretty sketchy, but he did it. I mean, to pull a full semi basically right through Bourbon Street the night of New Year's Eve with all the people that were there, I don't know how many guys could check that one off the bucket list, but he got it done. So it's just another example of why he's so important to us. He just gets it done. So it's very important to have him on board with us and the Cowboys.
Fans may not chant his name on Saturdays, but for those inside the Cowboy football program, Jeff Baker is a game changer.
He's become a part of Oklahoma State football, and it's pretty cool to have him around. We all know him now. I didn't realize it had been that long. Time flies, but it's a big part of what we do here, and that's what makes Oklahoma State special, the culture, the people here, and the commitment that everybody has to Oklahoma State football.
Sure, there are guys with way greater responsibility than me, but no one around here treats it that way. From the head coach all the way down, everybody is cordial, everybody is willing to jump in and help where needed. And like I said, at the end of the day, we're all working towards one mission, which is to go, number one, my mission is to get the game there so it can happen, and then obviously somebody else's mission is to go win the ball game. So I just make sure I do my part.
The Cowboys are at home this weekend hosting Baylor, so Jeff will get to relax a little bit, but next Thursday he'll pack up and hit the road to Ames for Oklahoma State's showdown with Iowa State. We'll be right back after the break.
crisp.
Crisp taste, brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light.
Mumford & Sons. Delta Tour 2019. The Grammy Award-winning band plays songs from their smash debut album, Sigh No More, the #1 albums, Babel, Wilder Mind, and their new album, Delta. With special guest, Gang of Youths, Friday, October 11th, Chesapeake Energy Arena. Tickets on sale now at mumfordandsons.com.
We're still a few months away from the start of the college baseball season, but that doesn't mean we can't talk a little fall ball. The Cowboys welcomed Arkansas to Alley P for a 14-inning showdown this past weekend. Oklahoma State got off to a bit of a slow start, but they used a 5-run rally in the 13th to cap off a 7-2 win over the Diamond Hogs.
It was very exciting to see so many first-year players, whether it's a freshman or a transfer, get on the field in an Oklahoma State uniform, to see the whole team in one dugout rather than split in half, and to play against an outside opponent, especially one like Arkansas that has such a talented roster and a great winning tradition. They're coming off of 2 straight College World Series, so their confidence and their belief in themselves when it comes to Arkansas gave us a great challenge, and I think our kids handled the challenge really well.
The Cowboys will start the 2020 season at Alley P before opening O'Brate Stadium on March 20th against TCU, a move Josh Holliday is looking forward to.
It's definitely an exciting time. It's definitely a dream come true, and every time I go over there to check on the progress that's being made, I'm just amazed at what an awesome new home we're going to have.
Oklahoma State baseball will play its final exhibition of the fall on October 26th when they take on the defending national champion Vanderbilt Commodores at the Kansas City Royals Urban Youth Academy. That's going to do it for this week's Midweek Update. I'm Jessica Maury. Thanks for watching.